think so.
All right, good evening, everyone, and I'll call to order the meeting of the Hampton Township Council for Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025, and we will start with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Blackburn?
Present.
Ms. Fritsch? Mr. Midgley?
Present.
Mr. Scholle?
Present.
Dr. Johnson?
Present.
Mr. Speakman?
Present.
Ms. Fritsch is excused this evening. All right, first item on the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting held Wednesday, June 25th, 2025, and the agenda meeting held Wednesday, July 9th, 2025?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor for the June, abstain for July.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Scholle?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. All right, the next item is citizens' agenda matters. If anyone has anything that they would like to address to council, please step to the microphone and state your name and address. Good evening, Mr. Whirling.
Hi, gang. My name's Al Whirling, lifelong resident, Talakavy Road. And this is so far out there. I live so close to the Route 8 strip, and I enjoy birding and foraging for mushrooms, and just, I love it here. Allison Park is my home. But sometimes when I have young people approach me and ask me if I want to have a good time, I'm like, yeah, sure. I was always up for a good time. And they ask me, how much money do I have? And I'm like, none. Is there some catchphrase or something where I can be pleasantly unattractive, or how do I hedge not being burned by some county vice undercover, or, I mean, do I just run the other way?
I can honestly say I have never been in that situation, so I have no advice to give you.
There's a lot of people coming and going in Hampton Township. They stay for a couple of years till their kids graduate, and they seem to have a tendency to bring their entourage with them. And I'm just a dirt farmer from Allison Park, and I don't know how to deal with people that want to take advantage of me. So I'm not scared. I can defend myself, but I don't want to get trapped. So do I need to call somebody downtown, or what?
If they are causing a disruption, you can always feel free to call the police.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I don't really know what to tell you.
Well, it's not happening more frequently as I get older. Thank
good.
God, but I just felt like I had to bring it up. Because it's happened to me more than 3-4 times.
Like I said, if people are causing a problem or are causing a disruption, or if you ever do feel threatened, please call the police.
Okay, I get it. All right. I understand.
I'm not sure that I do.
Somebody's trying to fraud me or take advantage of
Yes,
me.
if you
call the
suspect
cops.
something is a scam or something's being done fraudulently, please
Okay.
call the police.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Hi, I'm Lissa Geiger-Schulman, and appreciate the chance to briefly introduce myself. I'm running for Allegheny County Council District 3 to represent Hampton. In my career, I've been a teacher. I've worked in state government doing constituent services and public policy, and worked on systems building to ensure that all children and families in Allegheny County thrive and reach their fullest potential. Throughout my professional experience, this has given me knowledge of modern financing, really being innovative on how we are putting together our budgets, so we're not always having to rely on service cuts or raising taxes, but really bringing together public and private dollars in order to be innovative and do good things that help people. I'm excited to bring my experience collaborating and leverage connections with state, federal, and local elected officials like all of you in order to deliver results here for our residents in Hampton Township. So I look forward to working with all of you, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else for citizens' agenda matters this evening? All right, then we'll move on to administration, and item A is presentation from Mayor Dussel regarding the year ending December 31st, 2024, the audit report.
And I will cede
Hi,
the floor
everyone.
to Mayor Dussel.
My name is Sarah Reed. I am the manager on the audit of Hampton with Mayor Dussel. As part of our audit, we issue a communication to those charged with governance letter, which I'll go over briefly tonight, as well as your DCD, which is due by April 1st, and that was filed in March, and then also your financial statements, your full accrual financial statements, and any required management letter. So the communication to those charged with governance letter is just required communication with council, summarized based on the beginning of the audit, and then also now at the tail end of the audit once everything is wrapped up. So basically, our responsibility for the audit is based on auditing standards generally accepted in the United States. So as part of that, we have to express an opinion as to whether your financial statements are fairly presented in all material respects at the end of the year. So that includes your DCD and your financial statements. We issued an unmodified opinion that's considered a clean opinion, and that is the type that you would want to receive. So that's a good thing. That means that the trial balance and all of the support that we got as part of our audit process was materially accurate to put straight into your financial statements. We do obtain reasonable but not absolute assurance that these are fairly presented, and that's because we can't look at 100% of all of the transactions in the year. We base it based on a materiality threshold and a sample basis. We do also consider your internal controls for the purpose of our own risk assessment and performing our tests, but not for expressing an opinion on those internal controls. If we found an issue, we could bring it to your attention, though, as part of our audit process. We did not, though, so that's another good testament to the procedures that you have in place at the township already. As far as significant accounting policies, there were a couple of new adopted policies this year. Nothing had a significant impact on your financial statements. We do have to disclose any significant accounting estimates as part of your financial statements, and also significant disclosures. For both of those, that would be your pension and your OPEBs, because there's a lot of estimation involved there with the future of the numbers, except you do use an actuary, so that does give us confidence, and with working with their numbers, that's kind of what gets disclosed in your financial statements. We didn't have any difficulties encountered in performing our audit. Again, we got great cooperation from management, both on-site and then remotely once we were gone and wrapping things up. We didn't have any material corrected adjusting journal entries. So again, a good testament to the way your trial balance is on an ongoing basis. Anything that we did post would have been fixed by management and would be considered immaterial. We didn't have any disagreements with management about any financial accounting or reporting or auditing matters. And then at the end of our audit and when your DCD is filed, we get a management representation letter where management takes responsibility for the financials and just states that we got everything we needed in order to form the opinion that we did. We're not aware of any consultations with any other auditors for a second opinion about auditing or accounting matters. And also anything that we discussed with the township between last year's audit and this year's audit was just in the professional course of business about accounting principles, and nothing that was a condition to our retention as your auditors. And then at the end of your financial statements, there are just some required supplementary information and other supplementary information regarding your pension. So that's a summation of your communication letter, and again, your financial statements had an unmodified or a clean opinion, so that's what you would want to receive. Any questions on any of that?
Does not appear so.
Yeah, good. Rob has my contact information. If you ever have a question, feel free to reach out during the year.
All right, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
All right, item B, please.
Yes, I'm just recommending the adoption of a resolution authorizing the submission of an emergency solutions grant application to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on behalf of NHCO, North Hills Community Outreach. They had approached us. We would simply be a sponsor for this grant. I worked with Scott Schaefer from North Hills Community Outreach on the application last week. I can tell you there's no township money going into this. All the matching money is theirs. We would simply be a pass-through for them. They're seeking $150,000 over 18 months for homelessness prevention services. So just seeking council's authorization. Since again, we are the sponsor, the governing body needs to pass a resolution to submit the grant.
Anyone have any questions about this item? All right, can I get a resolution number, please?
1114.
All right, can I get a motion to adopt Resolution 1114, authorizing the submission of an Emergency Solutions Grant application to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on behalf of the North Hills Community Outreach for Homelessness Prevention Services for the manager's recommendation?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. All right, next item is the North Hills Council of Governments report. Seems odd to be talking about salt in the middle of July. However, manager should have received the Articles of Agreement for the Morton Salt Contract Option Year 1, which I think, as you all saw in your packet, will be $88.01 per ton starting in September. The pre-applications are opening soon for the CDBG Year 52 projects, and the executive director is recommending inputting applications, even if we're unsure, that'll get funded. Let's see. And otherwise, I was glad to see that some of our public works crews did attend the vendor show and the flagger class that the North Hills Council of Government hosted. So that's primarily it, unless anyone has any questions.
Do you recall what the last contract was, the price for salt?
I do not,
It was
but perhaps Jerry does.
Yeah, 82, 83, somewhere in that range. Yeah, we are. I mean, there's been some pretty significant increases across salt contracts. So yeah, it was about in the 82, 83 a ton range.
So 10%ish.
84.22.
Okay,
Okay.
there we go.
I figured Jerry would find it. All right, Water Authority monthly report. Anything to add or any questions? All right, Engineers monthly report.
Nothing to add unless there's questions.
Legal Counsel monthly report.
Nothing to add unless there are questions.
Controllers monthly report.
I am so sorry, but I just have nothing to add from anything that's already been reported this year. Although to say that, unlike Sarah, I do look at every financial transaction that happens in this township.
Yes, you do.
Which we are very grateful for. Thank you. All right, Information Technology monthly report.
Nothing to add.
All right, and I have nothing to add to the library report unless there are questions. All right, moving on to public safety then, please.
Okay, in the last council agenda meeting, I was making a request for council to approve a contract with DES D'Agostino Electronic Services to install a camera system on the bathroom in the park across the street from the pond. That area is not covered, and we've had some vandalism, at least three times, I believe, in that bathroom. So we would like to add additional coverage for that bathroom facility along with the pond area. The installation of this camera will give us that complete coverage. It can also defend the township against potential civil claims, as well as if any vandalism would occur, we should be able to identify those people responsible for it to those areas.
Did anyone have any questions about this item?
There was not a grant for that, correct?
No,
That
there
is
was
part of the
not.
budget.
It was part of the budget process, yes.
And the cost for that contract is $16,866.
All right, can I get a motion to award the contract to D'Agostino Electronic Services in the amount of $16,866 to install a security camera system for the community park pond per the memo dated July 2nd?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Shirley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. All right, monthly report.
I have nothing to add unless there are questions.
All right. EMS monthly report.
Good evening, everybody. So you should have received my report. Just a couple of quick highlights. We did 144 calls in Hampton for the month. That's 23 less than the previous June. Year-to-date, we're 884 calls, which is an increase of 87 year-to-date. Year-to-date for the service, 604 calls in the month of June for the service in total, and 3,460 year-to-date, increase of 181 year-to-total. The next couple pages, no significant issues. Unfortunately, on the fourth page, which is titled July Out the Door Times, I have some things to talk about that I'm not very proud of. We've been talking about the out the door times. I wanted to get a little bit of a description of the progression, how we got here. You know, we changed from measuring total response time from dispatch to at the scene to out the door times. Our patient care reporting software did not track seconds when we implemented this. So there are things that we weren't getting a really good view of. We've worked with the vendor and got that changed. So we are tracking seconds, and we're literally tracking the out the door times to the second. That created more variances than we expected to see in the month of June. And this says July out the door times. This is actually June out the door times. I'm sorry. So it was May and June. We saw more occurrence than we expected to see. In July, we had 26 of 340 responses where we exceeded the time to be out the door. And you'll see there's an exact list of those here. You see that many of them are by a very small percentage of a minute, but nonetheless, they're longer than what our goals are. So we have counseled. It also gives you an overview there of how many times a person might have done it. We've certainly the people with higher occurrences, though we haven't identified them individually. I certainly know who they are, and we have met with those folks one-on-one. And then we've also started tracking this weekly instead of monthly. So when we found this for June, it was already into July. So July, the first week was a little bit better than this, but not much. Second week was much better. The third week, which I just did, we had one occurrence where we had a few seconds over 3 minutes. So we're down to one in 1 week. And that's certainly our goal, to stay down around that level. And we'll keep auditing that and staying on top of it. I don't think, I really think if you see all these ones in red, they're daytime responses, what we call normal waking hours. And I think people just frankly weren't paying enough attention at the time. And they most certainly are now, to say the least. And then the last page is just the subscription, which certainly is winding down, although there's still envelopes coming in every day, a couple here and there, but for the most part, we're winding down on that. Any questions on anything in the data?
None
Okay.
from me. Anyone else?
You're comfortable with the accuracy of the data? There's no contest there? I mean, it sounds like
No,
there's a little
I'm very
issue and
I
you've
mean,
got it handled.
The county records it when we call en route, or when they touch the button on the computer-aided dispatch system and so forth. Sometimes a crew might forget, and we go back and rebuild things from cameras or whatever, but for the most part, I'm absolutely comfortable with the data.
Sounds like you've got it well under control.
We're moving in the right direction, that's for sure. Couple things, we were here for July 3rd. No incident, saw one patient after the fireworks. Nobody's transported, so that's certainly good. Loved our new location. Loved it. Great spot in the middle of everything, and got to talk to a lot of people. We're at the Hot Dogs with Heroes event, and got to talk to a bunch of people there as well. Another thing we're preparing for, we got the schedules for Hampton School District and Shader School District. We've got a record number of football games this year. Without Hampton Youth Football, we have 33 games to cover. So that's a bit of a task. We have Hampton and Shader varsity playing the same night. That's a bit of a task, but we'll make it happen. Well, that's it. That's my report.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Chief, anything else? All right, community services, please.
I have nothing unless anybody has any questions.
Environmental services, please.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening, we're recommending the award of the contract for the Ferguson Road Sanitary Sewer Replacement Project to W.A. Petrakis Contracting in the amount of $61,690.
Did anyone have any questions about this item? All right, then can I get a motion to award the contract for the Ferguson Road Sanitary Sewer Replacement Project in the amount of $61,690 to W.A. Petrakis Contracting LLC per the memo dated July 18th?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor?
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Sholey?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
Thank you. The next item, the manager and I are recommending approval of the change order extending the contract deadlines for Mealy & Mealy and Calista Electric for the Allison Park Water Pollution Control Plant reconstruction to December 31st, 2025.
Did anyone have any questions about those change orders? All right, then can I get a motion to approve change order number 9, extending the contract deadline for Calista Electrical, and change order number 16, extending that of Mealy & Mealy for the Allison Park Water Pollution Control Plant to December 31st, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Sholey?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor?
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
Thank you.
Item C.
Beyond my monthly report, I have nothing else to add unless there are questions.
No questions, but congratulations on being named president of the PWEA.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Sewer plant construction report, please.
Do we have a video workout? Thank you.
Oh,
Let's start with the video.
we have another flyover?
Yeah.
Great.
I think we're trying to watch budget because it's only one pass down. So again, bottom of the screen, you can see the progress on the office building. And just beyond that, you can see the open roof there. That's going to be the garage, eventually. A lot of work done on the block lane there. Storage pavilion coming into the bottom of the screen now. You see the demolition of the existing plant off to the right. It's progressed nicely. And a lot of stuff. I'd like a nice shot of the flood retention wall, and kind of see in the middle frame you have the trailers down towards the bottom of the SBRs there. I'm leaving the frame now. We'll talk about those in a minute. And it's just cut off here. Yeah, no return trip this one. So then get the stills. This is an aerial view of the office being to the top of the screen, and the garage progress to the bottom of the screen. The kind of white area, the white blocks in the middle, that's the shop area that's located within the garage structure itself. And the wider area along the bottom and coming up the right side of the frame, that's the scaffolding for the progress along for the masonry work. Which one? Again, just a still of that look at the demolition progress, the backfill. I mean, that's really starting to look obviously a lot different than what it looked like a couple months ago. And then again, right towards the top of the screen, where you see the turn in the flood wall. Just to the left of that, between the wall and the SBR, you see a couple trailers. Mealy has elected to attempt to escalate the schedule a bit, so they brought in a couple of trailers. So we're going to displace your staff here for a couple months, and they're going to be living out of they're going to go. It's a little camping trip. So they're going to be operating out of a couple trailers here for the next couple weeks, hopefully sooner than later.
Hopefully weeks.
So that we can start moving along with the demolition of the existing control building and kind of get that in progress. That's a huge kind of roadblock right now. It's kind of the critical path is to get that building demolished. Working through some permitting stuff right now, some complications that came up that nobody was really expecting to see. But that was just figured out yesterday, and they were already on that today, trying to get that taken care of and getting that resolved. And the last one. And again, I think this was just trying to get a nice representative picture of kind of the overall site in progress towards that Duncan Avenue side of the building, of the property. Like I said, probably a lot of effort and focus has been on getting these temporary provisions in place in order to hopefully shake that operations building free and allow them to start demolition work on that. You guys extended the contract time through the end of the year.
A lot of that, where we'll actually end up, will be depending upon how quickly we can get that building down, how much work we can finish before the weather turns, obviously. I'm sure you've had the updates over the last month or so about the issues with the roof. We've authorized Mealy to order materials. We're about probably a little less than a week now away from expecting to see those materials on site. And that'll be about a week to make those additions to that top of that parapet wall and get that taken care of. In the meantime, they've gone through and sealed at least the first coat of sealing on the masonry block, and again continuing to chase those issues and trying to get them resolved in a timely manner. So other than that, everybody's just kind of come together, trying to focus on trying to get through these roadblocks and get things moving again. So that being said, like I said, they made a lot of progress on the garage. That's actually starting to look like something now. Poured another concrete slab today or yesterday, some interior ramps and that type of thing. So it is moving along.
I had just a couple questions. The June 17th flooding that happened at the plant. It sounds like all the new portions of the plant were fine and protected by the flood wall. It was older portions of the plant that were flooded?
Yeah, so can you go back to that picture? Thank you. So that bottom kind of right area, if you're looking at the old operations building, when the tanks were there, those walls were above grade, 3 or 4 feet above grade typically. When that got demolished, it opened up basically a hole into the gallery, and then when the water came up that afternoon, it breached. Pine Creek came over, went to fill that hole where the tanks used to be because there's nothing to hold back the water anymore, and unfortunately filled up the basement of the building. Fortunately, most of what was in there that was important had already been removed. Didn't really damage any equipment. Got things back up and running pretty quick. We talked about cutting power to the building we debated it for a while and just decided, we're just going to hold off. And then we were also expecting a second round of rain that night, and debated whether or not to scramble and move absolutely everything out of the building very quickly. And then fortunately, just at the last in the last 15 minutes of us starting to move equipment, kind of parted and went on both sides of Hampton and missed us completely. So, but yeah, there was a couple of moments there we were a little concerned. Probably the thing that was probably at most risk was Mealy had left one of the pieces of their equipment that they were working on earlier that day in the excavation for the demolition. So we had helped them rescue a piece of their equipment that was disabled in the middle of the flood water. But other than that, yeah, all of the new facilities, there was absolutely no impact at all. It was interesting to kind of look and see how the plant was performing during that time, because we were cranking and then the water came up, so we got to watch the outfall function in that kind of a condition while being controlled at the same time. So
Behind the safety of a routine of a flood wall.
I'm sorry?
Behind the safety of a flood wall.
Behind the safety of the flood wall, yes.
All right, thank you for the additional information.
Sure.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I had a few. I think you addressed 2 of them, but I'll ask for clarification. So the roof still is an issue, getting closer, still not fixed.
What they've done is they've gone through and they've draped some waterproof material over the top of that parapet. It seems to be where everybody's kind of pointing to, saying that everybody feels that that's the biggest culprit.
The culprit, yeah.
So they did take some spare roofing material and just kind of drape it over the top to simulate there being the improvement that we're going to make in place while we're waiting for the material to come in. They did that. It seems to be okay. We had a little bit of a spot show up on one of the roof tiles, one of the ceiling tiles. And I believe the roofers were out to look in that area to see if there was something else going on there. I don't know that we got a resolution to that yet. There was some question as to whether maybe we developed another leak. But I haven't heard for sure where that stands right now.
Thank you.
We did also, just so you're aware, based upon the challenges we've had with the roofing material, we've directed the contractor to have the roofing manufacturer come out and do a full inspection of the roof installation.
Beautiful.
And certify that it meets their standards for warranty coverage. We have a 20-year warranty on that. And last thing I wanted to do is get halfway through a warranty period, call for a repair, and have them tell me it wasn't done correctly.
Thank you.
So we have that hopefully lined up here in the next month or so.
Just follow up on the noise complaint that we've not heard anything that's installed running. No issues?
No.
Perfect.
No, I take that back. We had a follow-up noise complaint, and it turned out to not be that. It turned
Okay.
out to be something completely
All
different.
right. We'll take it.
And that
air
other one
handling
has been
unit.
resolved?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's an air handling unit on the roof that actually failed of the existing plant.
Yeah.
That everybody was like, you gotta be kidding me, the thing's making noise again. And then we did a little investigation. Jim's guys went up on the roof and like, nope, nothing new. It's all the old stuff. They were able to fix it and get it back up and running.
Unfortunately, some of the old air handlers on the existing control building are literally falling apart. I mean, physically falling off their braces, and
So I appreciate
Making a
the
lot of
call
noise.
to tell me that it was one of their pieces and not one of our new ones, so, yeah.
The sections of fill look like they're coming along well. Any issues, concerns with the fill coming in?
I mean, they're moving fill all over and they started
Beautiful.
just this past week. And it doesn't show up on the pictures because it's a relatively new activity. They really started working along the berm of Pine Creek, dropping that low area below the flood wall down to where its final elevation will be, and then doing the armoring of Pine Creek itself. So they've got a cofferdam out in Pine Creek right now, kind of working behind it as they work up to set the large stone in there to armor the bank.
Thank you. And the last one, you mentioned complications with the building other than the flood. Give us a flavor of like what kind of complications to demolish the building?
Some permitting, the environmental
okay.
assessment was done prior to construction, and they submitted it for the asbestos abatement work
Okay.
and the lead abatement board. And for some reason, the county came back with a bazillion questions, and in our environmental evaluator's words, I've been doing this 40 years, and I never had these questions asked of me.
Understood. Thanks.
So he was out there today answering the questions that were asked of him, so.
Thank you.
All right, anyone else? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Jim, anything else?
I have nothing else unless there are questions.
All right, zoning and planning, please.
I have nothing unless there are questions.
Does not appear to be. Old business.
As I highlighted last meeting, the Depreciation Lands Museum Wool Walking is August 16th. I believe there were questions as to what that was, and I figured with Ms. Blackburn here, she can anscer those questions. Not to put you on the spot.
I put him on the spot 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, sorry.
So.
Sheep's on a
What
leash.
I couldn't attend their meeting this month.
Okay,
because
that's
of
all right.
the town,
That's
but,
all right.
I guess go and find out, right? Sign
That's
up.
right,
There you
yeah.
go.
And learn something
Solve the
new.
mystery.
There
That's
you
right.
go.
That's right.
All right, and of course the farmer's market and Pints in the Park, and I'll just put in a plug for the farmer's market. We've had so much heat, the tomatoes, the peppers, they're wonderful, so go up and buy some fresh veggies. All right, new business.
Nothing to add on my end.
Does anyone else have anything that they would like to add? All right, then I will adjourn this evening's meeting. Thank you everyone for coming.
I was just gonna say I forgot. Was that the only thing?